Good morning. This is Tony, Theo, and Petey. I would have gone outside, but Petey, I'm afraid, might fly away. He's in a good mood this morning, right? And all of my other pets are nocturnal, except for the fish. So the other boys are sleeping. And this morning, I just wanted to say hello. And it's Wednesday, so you don't have much longer of your work week if you work until Friday, right? So that's a good thing. Look at this little bird, how beautiful he is. And he relies on me for everything. His food, his water, his affection, everything. If I didn't take care of him, he would pass away, right? Well, that's a lot like our hearts. If you don't feed your, depends on what you feed your heart. If you feed your heart anger, see, I bit me when I said anger. He can get angry too, trust me. That little beak is deceptive. It can do some damage. Usually just wants attention. But the point is, you can feed your heart hatred or anger or jealousy or, all the negative things, fear. Every emotion that our brains neurochemically can create. Oh, don't want to use big words. Your brain reacts to things. It produces chemicals, right? You can counteract those chemicals by, it's simple. Focus your mind on the opposite. If you're afraid, focus on being courageous. And realize, unless you're surrounded by people with guns and you're in the middle of a war zone, or in an abusive home, you're probably okay. If you still feel fear and anxiety, you probably should talk to a professional. And do meditation and prayer or whatever your path is to feeling calm and feeding your heart calm, feeding it love. If you can't get love from another human, try a little pet. That's one of the things that they do for us. They'll help you. They really will. They'll melt your heart. And you wouldn't want anything to happen to them, so you feed them good things. You wouldn't feed your child bad things. You wouldn't feed your pet. Or you wouldn't feed yourself. And if you do, you gotta think about what you're feeding yourself and why. And I'm talking about an emotional and spiritual diet. If you fill your heart with ugly things will come out of your mouth and into your life. If you hang around with people that have filled their hearts with things that cause others great pain, it's contagious. You will get a damaged heart, get a broken heart, and when your heart's been broken enough, it shuts down. You build a wall around it, and then it gets harder and harder for anybody to love you or for you to love anybody. And that is the machine that drives human beings. Among all of our emotions, ask somebody what their favorites are, right? Does anybody say, I love being scared. It's just the best thing. You know what? I love hating that guy because that jerk is voting for the wrong man or person or whatever. What a bunch of hooey. None of that stuff is worth getting angry over. Nothing. The only thing worth getting angry over, defensive, is if somebody wants to harm you, your loved one, or your country, right? And arguing doesn't fill your heart, it unless it's a genuine professional debate and people are being polite and kind. Um, Other than that, it's an argument. Once again, what does arguing do? What's the point to it? The other party wants to be right, and that fills their heart with pride. And it gets bigger, 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 bigger. So we fill our hearts with other things that, without even realizing it, we do this. I've done it. If I didn't do it, I wouldn't know how to speak about it. And I was quite a master at it. Anyway, if I could change, and everybody says this, but there are a lot of people, it's possible. You can change your life. You could change your heart. And if you change your heart, you'll change others. So just be careful what you feed your heart and who it is that is feeding it. It's a sad reality that some people will say, I love you, but they don't. And the test is in, the behavior. How do they treat you? Don't allow, unless you're a really strong person and you can bring the love out in their heart. But if you have a hard time yourself, it's best to probably not be in a relationship where you're not truly loved. Unless you've got that kind of heart that can break that other person's heart enough and soften it to love you. And that's quite a task, especially if you're emotionally connected. So that's the message today. In the morning, contemplate this. What do you feed your heart? And how often is it fed? And how do you feel when you feed it unkindness and cruelty? How does it feel when you're with somebody that you truly love or an old friend that you love? I'm hoping that we all feel like that towards everyone. Look at Petey. He likes hearing me talk. He talks to me. He's my audience all day. I test out things. It used to be him and Pablo. Pablo would be in the other shoulder. We miss him. Anyway, he was another parrotlet. He went to parrotlet heaven. All right. Have a good day. And if you're at work, have a good day at work. If you're at school, have a good day at school. Have a good afternoon. It's a beautiful day out. Go play outside. Go for a walk in the woods. Do what you enjoy. And feed that heart. Because I know every human being has a heart and hopefulness. And there's love in everyone. It just has to be fed properly for it to blossom. Just like a plant. And this is Tony Fio saying good morning. And I love all of you. Say goodbye, Petey. Petey, you want to say goodbye? Okay, Papa. All right. He says goodbye in his way. Goodbye. We love you. Oh, there he goes. We love you. Bye.